Welcome one and all to another great coin rating and review here on the Culture of Currency. Today we are diving deep into a coin that has seen itself around the world for hundreds of years, and yet, here in the United States, it's often scarcely heard of. If you could identify this coin in the thumbnail, hats off to you. And if you couldn't identify it, buckle up, like, and subscribe as we dive into the taler. As always, we'll be placing this coin on our 60-point scale, but first, we need to understand the history and culture of this coin so we might understand its value. See, by the quality of this coin, it seems a little fishy. There are reasons for that which we will address shortly. This coin is what we know as a taler. A taler is usually a large silver coin that was granted for transactions in all areas of the Holy Roman Empire in the early modern era.
Coin. That sounds a bit contradictory, but coins with exactly this design, including the date, have been minted continuously since 1780 through to the present. This type of coin was in circulation in more than 30 countries across the globe during a span of over 2 centuries, and its history will take us through radioactive elements, World War II in Africa, and much more. This is the story of the Maria Theresa taler. Let's explore. Let's start with the coin itself. It was discovered in the waste rock from the very same mine, and is the mineral from which the elements uranium, radium, and polonium were first isolated. Derived their name from the Spanish dollar. While Spain was making the Ottoman Empire with the 1560 image had made their way to the Ottoman Empire and the Arabian Peninsula, particularly as payment for coffee, and from there spread through Arab trade networks farther into Asia and into Africa. To facilitate foreign trade, Maria Theresa's son and successor, Joseph II, continued to mint talers with his mother's image, and Austria basically just never stopped making them, producing them long after Napoleon dismantled the Holy Roman Empire in 1806. Even after talers ceased to be legal tender in Austria itself in 1858, the mint in Vienna continued minting Maria Theresa taler and of consistent quality, especially when compared to the Spanish dollars, which were often made with less than the official amount of silver. The Maria Theresa talers had by then become the coin of choice in places from Nigeria to Borneo. The Italians used Maria Theresa talers to fund their first invasion of Ethiopia, beginning in 1895, and to pay reparations to the Ethiopians after Italy's eventual defeat. Ethiopian Emperor Menelik II minted his own birr coins to compete with the talers. After World War I, the new Republic of Austria eventually took up minting new Maria Theresa talers. But in 1935, Benito Mussolini pressured the Austrians into allowing fascist Italy to mint talers to fund another invasion of Belgium, and the Netherlands began minting talers as well, reasoning that they weren't technically doing anything illegal because the coins weren't legal tender in Austria anyway. During World War II, the British minted nearly 19 million Maria Theresa talers in Bombay to fund the liberation of East Africa, and the American U.S.A. intelligence agency minted some of it. Maria Theresa taler continued to be legal tender all the way up through 1970 in Oman, when it was finally replaced with a new local currency, but it still circulated in some communities at least into the 1980s, a full 200 years after the death of Maria Theresa herself. The taler is a protected coin under the 1981 UK Forgery and Counterfeiting Act, and a 1982 record by a UN official states that a particular shepherd in rural Ethiopia was paid 12 talers a year for his duties, several thousand a year for collectors, apparently including me. I bought this one from a major US retailer's website for under $40 including shipping, which is a bit more than the price of the silver in it, but I say it's worth it to teach us all some history. It's an interesting exercise to compare this curious coin to current currencies. Today's so-called fiat currencies derive value from the taler outlasted its government by more than half a century, and derived its value from being made of shiny stuff that everyone